Hello and welcome everybody. Today we're going to be going over the patch notes very quickly for the new BTD6 update. Obviously, the main thing is we got the new tower here. Desperado is officially here. We've got some tales to introduce Desperado. We've got a new advanced map, which we got to show off. It's called Sunset Gulch. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty fair. There's a little cactus in the front here to kind of stop your texture from being too dominant and everything, I guess. And what's interesting about it is that you do have a set of road spikes over here, which means that I believe Moabs must be coming down this giant rail here, which is going to affect how we play this game quite a bit. Of course, these are kind of it for the real big changes. I actually wanted to focus only on the balance changes today. So I guess Bomb Blitz is getting pretty OP these days for some reason. I don't really remember why or how, but it is. And now they are nerfing the passive ability here. Instead of every 40 seconds, it's going to come out every 60 seconds. It's a pretty big limitation, but it seems okay. In addition, we're getting a slight attack cooldown increase, so we're going to be attacking even slower. So I guess Bomb Blitz was really OP for some reason. Next up, we've got a pretty redonkulous change. We've got double damage to the Blade Maelstrom ability itself. Yeah, you heard that right. Double damage to the Blade Maelstrom ability itself. It already shoots out double damage for like the regular attacks here, but now double damage for the ability. Whew. In addition, check this out. Super Maelstrom Tack damage increased from 2 to 5. Oh, dude. How? Why? I mean, is this thing going to be one of the... that's a big change, dude. All right, just out of curiosity, we're set around 98 really quickly. I just kind of want to see like what is going to happen here. Usually, I don't want to say this does nothing, but it usually is not super impactful for around 98. It does some stuff, but yeah, I mean, I guess it still seems... It's got potential. But it's not like absurdly overpowered or anything like that. I guess that makes more sense than the 4th year. Doubling its damage here. Possibly the coolest thing that we've got to deal with here, the biggest widespread change of the entirety of the game, and I'm not joking around here, is that glue gunners, no, ice towers can now be placed on water? Amphibious? What? Now, before, you'd have to go for an ice tower, get all the way up to a 3rd-tier Arctic wind, probably get a larger radius, just so you could put another ice tower down somewhere else like this to make that all happen. No longer. No longer. That could be... Oh, that's just ridiculous. In addition, the price has been reduced by $100 just for a 000 ice tower, which kind of makes sense. They shouldn't have been $500 in the first place, but they might really have some utility, like early game, like realistic utility here. In addition, enhanced freeze has been lowered in price by $25, which is not absurd, but it is something. In addition, deep freeze price reduced from $450 down to $300. So middle path really getting some buffs here. Larger radius price reduced from $175 to $150, which is fine. I mean, just little changes here. Refreeze from $225 to $200, another $25 decrease. The embrittlement upgrade got another $100 increase, though, to kind of make up for everything. It's like fair, but doesn't really matter much at that point. Arctic wind price got an increase of about $250. Again, fair for what we're getting. Lower prices for the earlier paths. It's just kind of like catching up to it. Cryocannon price got an increase. So all 3 3rd and 4th tier ice towers here got some sort of price increase, which is kind of wild. Cryocannon up $150. And then absolute 0 price reduced, though, a wicked amount. Look at this, man. We're talking about a $3,200 difference to get an absolute 0. Now, this is like really on par with a lot of the other cheap-ish 5th tier primary monkeys here. Very, very affordable overall. Other way, a lot of ice tower changes, generally making them cheaper in the lower end and kind of evening ourselves up by the time we get to the middle part of the game. Either way, ice tower should now really be a potential asset to your team. Dang, this is a big one. It's kind of weird. So, Glue Storm, if you're going for it, you usually wanted to go top path, most likely. It just makes more sense. But they don't want you to do that anymore. So now the Glue Storm ability itself is going to last from 22 seconds down to only 11. And this is not me pulling an April Fool's joke on you guys. Legit, 11 seconds, which is still long, don't get me wrong. 11 inches is pretty huge. I mean, excuse me. 11 seconds, pretty long. But 22 inches? I mean, 22 seconds? That's gargantuan, okay? That's really long. That's like forever here. Either way, but if we want to, if we get a stickier glue, it's going to get 22 again. So you might really want a stickier glue, stronger glue, glue storm. It actually makes more sense to go for that thing most of the time. Now, I didn't really understand this, but it makes a lot of sense when you get down to the numbers. So the glue storm itself, if you hit a balloon with it, it will be glued for specifically 10 seconds. But since it lasts 11, it should go through the balloons once and then be able to re-glue it a second time, technically allowing you to glue something for 20 seconds, right? So that should be a 20-second glue right there. In addition, if we get the 051, they're going to last for 20 seconds, which will allow us to re-glue it twice, lasting a total of 40 seconds. So that's really like a tiny little nuance there, but it's really important to understanding how good or bad the glue storm is going to be. So realistically, it isn't that big of a difference, to be completely honest. It's just something to kind of note about everything. In addition, we've got the bottom path glue here. The Moab glue duration on a Moab class balloon reduced from 24 seconds down to 12. So you're going to need to make sure you put this guy... This was one of the most OP towers, just to leave it on, let it go, and it'll fly across the screen, and it lasts forever. Not anymore, man. Not anymore. So, I don't know, 12 seconds. I mean, check this out. You're going to have to re-glue it. Probably right here. Yeah, re-glue it again. Probably going to re-glue it a third time. So, you really do have to re-glue these ththings pretty often here. And if you got a tougher map, this might not be the tower to go for anymore. Just, throw one in the front and just let it go. You actually need them to be in specific locations. Okay, I don't understand this. Crippled Moab, I guess, must have been really good, and I didn't realize it because the damage has been reduced from 280 down to 140. Again, having it. Holy crap, Crippled Moab, was it really that good? I'm not that intense, so I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I'm currently on Monkey Meadow, so I'm not going to show this off, but the little mini planes for the Monkey Buccaneer now have a field of view increase, allowing them to attack for longer, which seems fair. It's a smallish change, but it does matter a little bit. Next up, we've got the Monkey A. So we got a pretty decent amount of changes here. Rapid fire reduced from 650 to 450. That always felt a little too expensive, to be completely honest. Loads more darts from 650 down to 550, which I thought was fair, but again, we'll take that little price decrease there. Then fighter plane is going to be cheaper because of that, but Operation Storm is going to add back onto that price. So that money that we cut off is, again, being shoved into the 4th tier upgrade instead of the early upgrades. I think they're really trying to allow early differential gameplay and not force you into going for a 3rd or 4th tier really, really quickly. Buying a bunch of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd tiers is kind of more fun, and the way the game probably should be played. So they've done this a lot over the past few months, or maybe even the past year or so, shoving a lot of upgrades earlier on, cheaper, shove it back to the 3rd or 4th tier, especially if it's a really good 3rd or 4th tier. Next up, we've got the Tsar Bomba. The bombing run is going to be decreased from 25 to 20. Doesn't really matter much. Tsar Bomba, still not really loving him or anything like that. He's just a guy. He's just a thing. Use him in very, very particular locations, and he could be okay, but I struggle to use him effectively all the time. Ceramic bonus damage, though, 8 to 10, which should help us out just a little bit, but honestly, even when you get to the super duper late rounds, like round 98 and everything, we're still not beating reinforced balloons all that well. So, I don't know. To me, that this is his job, and if he can't do his job, what's the point? It's an ability. It's an ability. That's pretty much it. The damage type from normal to explosion, by the way, and the price reduced from 30 to 26. So that's kind of the big thing about him right now, is that a $4,000 price decrease allows us to get the Tsar Bomba just to use him for his ability, and then also get a little bit of bonuses out of him with all the other stuff here. So I'm totally cool with it, especially with the cheaper top path here. We can actually get a very cheap-ish, good Tsar Bomba. Might actually be usable now. That $4,000 is going to matter. All right, we've got some interesting changes here. Downdraft Pierce Cap removed. At first, I didn't really understand this, and I still don't 100% understand how it's going to end up working. But they are saying, Ninja Kiwi is saying, that the downdraft had basically a weakness where it wasn't getting out all that well. So, like, the Elk didn't really work on it. So they are removing the Pierce cap of the downdraft to allow it to do more downdrafty things. So maybe alking it is actually going to make it extremely, extremely powerful. Enough to downdraft all the big balloons into eternity. I don't know. Is that going to be abused or not? I don't know, bro. I don't know. All I'll say is that that is definitely an interesting change here. There's another Heli pellet change as well, though. That's not all. We've got the Moab Chef price increased from 3,100 to 3,400. That kind of makes sense because a lot of people forget that it has missiles, right? So you can just kind of leave this guy against a single Moab. It'll just shoot missiles even from a distance here. It's really powerful, actually. So adding a little bit of dollars onto it doesn't feel too rough here. In particular, because you could do it against BFBs and Oh My Gods and stuff too, which is just kind of crazy. You know, you don't stall it indefinitely, but like the amount of stalls you're getting out of this thing is actually really absurd for the price. Dang! So the artillery battery and pop and awe, we're getting bonus damage specifically to big balloons like Bads and Boss balloons. It is gone now. Fair enough. I don't love it. It is what it is. I guess I just accept that. I don't really care because I don't play bosses, and I don't plan on doing very many mortar challenges against a bad balloon. But knowing that that's a thing can be unfortunate for some people. Next up, we've got the Wizard. So Dragon's Breath got a projectile speed increase, which is not an attack speed increase, but a projectile speed increase. So you can see it in action, particularly if we send out one of these balloons. So he's going to, like, shoot really, really fast, and it's not going to miss or anything like that, which is fine. In addition, the Archmage got some changes. I can't say buffs, nerfs, or anything right now. Fireball got a bonus reduction of 36 to 24. That's a pretty big difference. If you're planning on using fireballs, in particular, instead of the bottom path, which most people don't, I don't think. Like you can, but most people are still going bottom path on the Archmage. In addition, Dragon's Breath got a Moab bonus reduction from 10 to 8, which is kind of unfortunate. Another attack decrease, but the range of our fire went up. So check this out. Before, the range was not fully out to the end of, like, our area here, and now they're changing it to include all of our area, which makes so much sense. Like, why would the Archmage not be able to attack to the edge of his range? Now it can. Technically, it is a buff, though, because it did something that was stupid before, even though now it makes more sense. Rubber to Gold just got nerfed. Nerfed hard. So the money you used to make from Mortar Gold here used to be 3 times the amount of money. Now it is only 2 times the amount of money. Luckily, in case you did not know, combining that with Desperado and the Bounty Hunter ability can end up meaning a lot for you. So I'm going to make a video specifically all about this because I think it's really, 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 really good right now. But you make a lot of cash. Just trust me. You make a lot of cash with this combo. Man, when you get a lot of changes to a tower, like almost too many changes to a tower, I almost feel like I need to skip them. But basically, they're doing what they always do. They're making the Mermonkey itself cheaper, making it more affordable in the early part of the game. They're making the first few upgrades cheaper. So just in general, kind of across the board, just look at them all, man. Cheaper, cheaper, cheaper. Trident efficiency in particular, Trident swiftness is down in price, but the Abyss Dweller is back up. $300 more expensive now, which is just making up for the cost from before. So it's not really more expensive, it's just equalizing out. So they're making the lower tier upgrade cheaper to even it out by the time we get to the middle part of the game, making everything basically long-term the same. And I know it seems stupid to do something like that, but it actually makes more sense specifically to do different types of strategies in the early game and then not have to worry about it in the late game. You know, it's still going to even out by the time you get over here. Middle path price reduction, middle path price reduction. Interestingly enough, though, not a price increase. So it's going to stay the same for all of these guys. But the damage type here is going to change from energy to frigid, weak to white and purple for the third tier. The Arctic Knight's damage is going to increase from 6 to 8 on this guy, and Pop-Sided damage increase from 12 to 15, making the middle path overall a much more significant proponent to balloon destruction, right? I guess it's probably the weirdest way I've ever said that ever, but okay. In addition, the bottom path here, we got some weird changes. EchoSense Network now only works with Mermonkey converted by total transformation. Okay. That's fun, I guess. Not only, just does work with. And Alluring Melody damage over time detonation can now trigger on tranced balloons. I'd be down for that. Damage over time, detonation damage limit reduced from 200 to 50, though. Which, yeah, okay, alright. And then the 4th year damage reduction of 500 to 125 on damage over time. Again, overall, makes sense. People probably don't pay attention to this that much, but it is a thing. You have to pay attention to it at least a little bit. We've got a new automatic targeting, which sounds pretty funky, but I think DigiQ was saying that it's basically trying to attack the front balloon on automatic, but it doesn't do a super duper good job of it. So it should try to attack it, and it kind of misses every time it tries to attack. So I don't know if that's good. I don't think so, but it is a thing. It is a thing. Automatic targeting now, if you again get the bottom path a spike factor here. I guess this is a thing for boss balloons. The call to arms ability can be activated in between rounds. So if you're into that thing, okay, cool. The Master Builder just got something freaking amazing. We now officially have the ability to overclock. I don't know if this is gonna like last forever or anything. I don't want to ruin it yet because I want to make like a video on this. But just for now, just know that that is a thing, and they're making the nail gun slightly weaker because of it, I guess. It's lasting at least as long as the ability, so you can do it twice. But if I do it twice, it doesn't give me a ×2 or anything. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. I really wish that I could like get like a ×2 for that, like max out of 10 or 20 or 100 or infinite. That would be really cool. No, infinite probably shouldn't be a thing. But if I could max it out even more on top of itself, it'd be way, way cooler. But either way, I'm still happy. Finally getting that ability is awesome. And Master Builder got a small nail bonus damage to boss balloon reduction because of that. Okay. Now I know what you're all thinking. Okay, you just overclocked a Dart Monkey. Can you overclock a Paragon? I'm gonna be honest, I still hate the Beast Handler right now. I don't feel like talking about him. They've been doing crazy crap with the Beast Handler for forever now, and I can't keep up. I can't keep up. He's probably okay. He does things. So, Velociraptor is worse. All right, that's pretty much the main thing. Velociraptor worse. Okay. Now, admittedly, this is getting to be a long video already, so I just want to do this real quick. There are some hero changes. I don't really want to discuss them. I think most of them are pretty scantily clad here. Nothing ridiculous. The main one is that Etienne is now a starting hero. 850 down to 650 for his starting base price. So you can just build him on Chimps mode if you want. Possibly unlocking some really interesting, weird camo plays or weird maps that you can play. I'd love to like check that out. But Etienne being a starting tower, starting hero, is just awesome. I love it. Interestingly, there's also some crazy boss balloon changes. Overall, just things. I can't even discuss them right now because they're kind of ridiculous. There's like a lot of numbers here that don't really matter. Just know that there are some changes to the boss balloons. So if you notice something weird going on with them, it's mostly just general small changes between them all to make them more fair. Interestingly enough, there are some Legends changes as well. It looks like you can still get it on sale right now, so if you want to check it out, make sure you're using my creator support code. It's SJB. You can get it for $5 though, which is honestly pretty frickin' sweet deal. For how much you're getting out of it. They're still updating it and everything, which is awesome. There's literally like 3 big paragraphs about all the changes they're making to the game, just like this. And I'm not going to go over them right now because people want to focus on BTD6, but knowing that there are changes coming is just cool. And they're talking about the new things they're coming out with and everything. It's just awesome. All right, that looks like the majority of the changes. It's not everything that's coming out, but I give the important details to you guys because you have limited time here. Obviously, if you guys enjoyed, press that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. And again, if you plan on buying either the Hero or Rogue Legends or anything, you're spending real money on this game, I'd really appreciate an SJP creator support code. That would be unbelievable. You guys are freaking awesome, and have a super duper delicious day.